Canada falls to the States in overtime. Mad Max is back. Inter and Juve both fall short in Champions League. The Leafs give 2 uninspired performances in Florida. And March Madness is right around the corner because
we love Duke so much.
Hello and welcome back to The House That Happens, sponsored by Shuey's Bar and Grill, the only place to be in suburban Etobicoke. Voted 4 times the best dive bar in all the GTA. It's number 1 in our hearts. It's the Phoenix rising from the ashes. Give us a like, please comment, and please subscribe. It really helps us out with the algorithm. Hi, I'm Andrew Milani.
Hi, my name is Cruz, and I just want to say I'm calling my lawyer to disassociate myself with anything that you've just heard, because that's like close to defamation of character. I'm going to call up Judge Judy and see how that works out on podcast when someone bushwhacks you like that.
I think Judge Judy's retired, and those were words out of your mouth.
Yeah, but you used them well. Straight from the law firm of Milani, Dewey, Cheatham, and Howe. That worked out pretty good, didn't you? You got a kick out of that, didn't you?
Oh, me and my partners had a blast planning this.
Oh, and you know what was even worse? So we lost to Duke. Did you see the game?
I heard about it.
It was a great game, maybe on neutral ground, but I don't know. You know what it is? And one of the things is, we're one of those teams that does this. Shoot a little too many threes. You know me, the guy that's going, and when they get rolling on the threes, oh, they kill. You can't, like they'll never lose. Yeah. But they went to the well too often. It was 65-68. The game. There was a couple free throws at the end to put it away. Great game. March Madness is going to be good. A lot of good shit going on there, but we did very well. We went into Illinois last night and made sure that, hey, we're still number 2 or number 3 in the country. Tournament's going to be good, top heavy.
We'll definitely get into that as we get closer to the tournament, but how was your week?
Week was great, except for that, and that was last week. The only other thing is, of course, we'll talk about it. There has been losses that we did not particularly like, but the weather changed a bit, so it's easier to walk Stanley, and spring is in the air. What, we're 20-some days away till spring?
Yeah, but Canadian spring doesn't begin till, May?
May 2-4?
Yeah, there you go.
How was your week?
My week was pretty good. Sunday was spent... I guess you're just contemplating the loss. But after that, life moves on.
Exactly.
You're like, well, okay, we got 4 years away, another Olympics. It's going to be a tough wait, but I think we'll be back on top.
Yeah, well, we'll get there. We'll see how it is.
So one thing that's killing me that I should have came back with last year when we discussed motorsports in the Olympics, you said nothing mechanical. Bro, they shoot guns in the Olympics.
That's different.
That has nothing to do with higher, faster, stronger. Pow! That's a machine.
Okay, technically, I knew there was going to be, you'd find something. Didn't I tell you about that law firm? I knew you'd find something. Because I thought about it afterwards, too, and I said, you know what? Milani's going to find something that they do that's not physical. And I couldn't think of it. Why didn't I think of that? So let's put it into perspective. That's gunpowder. I was going to say no internal combustion, no electricity. So what would you call that? Firearms? That's in line of doing something. That's like, when you bow and arrow, except you got gunpowder.
It's not bow and arrow, though.
Whatever the case may be.
You're letting the machine do all the work.
That's one, but you have to run to a spot, then lay down, set your sights.
Okay, driving, you still have to drive to the spot. So I will say that's
the only thing. So I don't think, besides that, that's the anomaly or the exception, or according to Hoyle butt rule. No. You can't have any machinery, even though I think that it would be interesting if they brought that skidoo jump shit to the Winter Olympics. You ever see that?
Oh, yeah, at the X Games.
Yeah, that's nuts. That's why they're going to keep it over at the X Games. That's the X Games. That's the Olympics.
You never know.
Well, you know what? As you mentioned...
Well, we can't get into this debate again, but Marco Giovanetti commented that he'd be down, so we might have to set up a debate between you two.
Well, I look at it this way. One of the key things to what you said about the Olympics last week is it is a made-for-TV event.
Certainly is.
And what's more made for TV with camera angles and all that shit than something like that? Doesn't worry that someone might break their neck and never walk again. Like, that has nothing to do with it.
Well, you can say that about a lot of Olympic sports.
That's why we thank these mofos for practicing enough to entertain us. Yeah.
We'll begin with our shout-outs. Unfortunately, a sad one to start. Vikings wide receiver Rondale Moore, dead at age 25.
What happened there? I was shocked when I heard it.
Yeah.
Very shocked. That's way too young. You know what I mean? And there's
25.
All the details haven't come out, eh?
No, nothing yet.
And I know that's what makes me suspicious what's going on, which leads to another sad one, because we had a young lady by the name of Kara Braxton who won 2 WNBA championships for the Detroit Shock when the league was younger, and unfortunately she perished in a car accident. So just remember, people, life is precious.
Yeah, too bad. Just too bad.
Very sad. Very sad. That guy had he was ascending as a player, I believe.
Yeah.
Not descending.
Sorry.
Condolences to his family.
Yeah, both the families. We'll throw it over to Humber, where Humber three-peated as national champions for men curling, the 4th title overall.
That's amazing. Do any of these guys ever jump on board somewhere where they can get involved with the nationals? If you're that good, someone must be smelling.
Well, you got to qualify for the national team, or you got to win the Briar.
The Briar, right?
Yeah.
Any of these guys have Briar potential? They must. 3 times champion.
Yeah, exactly.
Basically the same guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's over a period of time in college. That's amazing. Big shout out to those. 3-peats are special. Go Humber.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, very cool.
Some other crazy news. So Tay Blackmore, back-to-back men's volleyball player of the year in Ontario.
Wow.
And Malik Grant, back-to-back men's basketball player in Ontario.
Wow. That's all Humber people,
Yeah.
right?
Both of them are all Canadians. And then Adrian Alui on the basketball team is the 6th man of the year. And Amari Anderson won. He was West All Rookie team. I'm going to be calling men's and women's basketball today, quarterfinals. It's going to be my last ever broadcast for the Humber Hawks.
Oh, really?
I'm very much looking forward to it.
You retiring?
I'm retiring.
Okay. Okay.
Retiring on top.
Okay, that's the way to go. That's great stuff. People out there that are winning those 2-peats and 3-peats, please, I don't know I'm not going to say memorabilia. Take pictures, bring artifacts, set them on the wall. Your grandchildren are going to think it's cool.
Yeah, and Humber, the men's basketball team, going for back-to-back national titles this year.
Huge.
Huge. I think they got a good chance to do it.
Let's go Humber.
And actually today it's going to be a rematch against Durham. That was not only the provincial title game last year, it was the national title game. And this year it's going to be the quarterfinal matchup, so that should be a lot of fun.
It should be a good crowd then.
Yeah.
Expected to be a very good crowd. Speaking of
Durham's fans travel pretty well too.
That's cool. Speaking of announcing, and you're not going to be doing so much anymore, we wanted to throw this in real time that we'd have a shout out to Mr. Mike Tirico, who seamlessly went from the Super Bowl to the Olympics with his world-class broadcasting. The reason we're bringing him up is because you go down the road later and you say, this guy's a Hall of Famer. Well, I just wanted to point it out that we just seen some of his Hall of Fame credentials in real time in the last couple of weeks. So shout out to Mike Tirico.
Shout out Mike Tirico. Shout out Zach Sandu scoring his first goal with the Brantford Bulldogs the other night. In a 5-4 win over Brampton on Wednesday. That goal was a snipe. I don't know if you saw that.
Yes, I did. Serge posted it. It was very cool. They got a good run at going for the Memorial, eh?
Brantford could do it this year.
Yes, hoping so. And Zach, big time to be playing hockey at that level. Congratulations.
And then his former team, unfortunately, Oshawa, having a really rough year. I don't know if you saw the OHL standings.
Oh, really? They tumbled that far?
Oh, they're in the basement.
Yeah, but then you know what? They'll be back next year because they do that thing where they got a bunch of young kids and they keep them for a couple of years. So
might take them a couple of years.
Might take them, but they'll be back.
They'll be. Oshawa is one of the franchises that keeps the OHL afloat, right? So
Oshawa, Hamilton, Sudbury, Windsor. Not Hamilton. I was thinking.
No, the big ones are. It's like Oshawa,
London.
Where are the other two? Peterborough, maybe.
Peterborough's in there, but
my brother would know the other one.
The Windsor Spitfires are. They definitely have got their place in the OHL. That's for sure.
Sure. Yep. Yeah, the Windsor-London rivalry is pretty big. The 2206 Honus Wagner discovered it in a family collection. One of the most famous cards of all time, maybe the most famous baseball card of all time. Nets $5 million, the 3rd most expensive card in history.
That's insane. Like, how did that card lay around like that?
Someone didn't know what they had.
That's just crazy. Like, when I heard that, I said, huh, what? Really? Like, you don't know? That's like, I don't know. There's something sounds weird about it. But once it was
it's possible.
Once it was authenticated and the price went down, I went, whoa, I wonder who bought it. You know, you never know. You never know. You know, one year Gretzky bought one of these cards.
Him and McNall split it.
Yeah, they split it, but they didn't find out till later in life. Like,
What
they
do you
didn't
mean?
tell. Like, nobody told them right away. Like, whoever bought this card, that could be like, I don't know, Justin Trudeau. I don't know, anybody that's rich could just suddenly, that's into that stuff, buy it, but it's always a private auction. I'm always surprised to see. And just in a really side note that made me bring it up, there's like this, I don't know if he's a dentist or a brain surgeon, in context of collectibles and memorabilia. Now they say he's got 15 of the most famous guitars in the whole world in cases so that they're humidified or humidified.
Oh, wow.
And he's never played guitar. That's amazing.
That's kind of hilarious, a little bit sad in a way.
Yeah, but he's preserving them, whatever. And it's like that person that bought this card, this baseball card. We don't know who it is, but it's probably a person like that that's just a collector. Like, have you ever seen Geddy Lee's baseball card collection? Whoa, he could be the one. Geddy could have been the one.
I doubt it, but
no, I wouldn't doubt it. Did you see his baseball card collection?
No.
2 years ago, he lent his Negro League collection to Kansas City for their exhibit for the Negro Baseball League. That's how indebted. He said, you know what his famous line is? He said, if you're rich, you're a collector. If you're poor, you're a hoarder. So
that's pretty funny.
It is, yeah.
Anything else for shout-outs?
No, we're good.
All right, we'll move this over to the Winter Olympics, our last ever Milano Cortina segment. We got to finish up who were the medal winners for Canada. So on Saturday, Ivany Blondin captured her second medal, a silver in the women's mass start for long track speed skating. And, of course, Brad Jacobs, Mark Kennedy, Brett Gallant, Ben Hebert, and Tyler Tardy capture the gold in men's curling, which was obviously quite a cap on that storyline there.
100%. We were the big story because we were the rowdiest thing in the whole Olympics. We use vulgarities.
Yes, and like in the picture of like him, that became a meme.
Oh, of course it did. You know what I mean? Hey, but you were. I'm not going to go there because I don't want to say things that sometimes get misinterpreted. Okay. But just say we're Canada and they're Sweden. Okay, that's all I'm saying.
Oh my God. Okay.
That's all I'm saying. Is that enough said?
Sure.
Okay.
But of course, we all want to talk about the men's hockey final, Canada-USA.
Okay, before we
Crosby.
Okay, we'll get there, but we should maybe roll into that in this way. I'll look at it, that's the last big event of the Olympics.
Yeah.
Is the final in the Canadian hockey. So I kind of say, like, how did we roll there? Like, what caught your eye to the Olympics? Was it the quad god wiping out? Was it perhaps first seeing the American female figure skater, how do you say her last name, Alua? Being the first American to win the women's figure skating championship. Was it a couple of those tag team racings that Canadians won medal on that I didn't really pay attention to, but next Olympics I will watch it again? Was it a couple of those crazy guys that did that freaking half pipe with the things I'm totally fascinated with? There was a number of things that like that caught my eye that were very interesting. But before we close the door on it and putting in context of our country, remember how we said at the beginning in the first few days of the Olympics, I said, what are we doing? What are we winning? Right. What's going on? What's our place in the Olympics as a country that's a winter country? Look at it outside. We got still a ton of snowbanks. But here at the House That Happens, I think between the two of us, we have concluded that we're not quite the sporting country that we think that we are at times. Hockey country for sure, but are we a sporting country? So anyway, I did a little look at it because I was saying, man, are we even going to get up to those 24 medals that we won in the last Olympics?
I think we finished too short of that.
Something like that. But here's the deal. We've never been like, let's put it into perspective. We've never been a 30-medal Olympic Winter Games team, even in Vancouver. When we had the Olympics, which you pour more money into, we got 24, and I think the most was in 2010. Was that in China? Beijing?
No, that 2010 was Vancouver.
Okay, well, 2014 then.
Sochi, Russia.
Which one was...
The ones that we did like really well was like Torino, Vancouver, Sochi. Those three back-to-back. Like
something like that. Anyways, our top medal count was 26. So when you think of it in context of what I believe that we should get to and done a little research on it, we should be at the 25 medal, at least, competition for the rest of the world, because we did come into 8, and there wasn't many people that won 30 medals, and you got to shout it out to the Italians who took care of these Olympics, and you always pour more in and put more funding in.
Yeah, when you're the host.
When you're the host, and they did. They won around 30 medals, I do believe. You know, they were one of the top teams, and they put on a good show, whatever you think that you've seen behind the scenes. I thought the Olympics, for the most part, ran very, very well. No incidents and no things that we have to worry about.
Well, we talked about some of the behind the scenes stuff that didn't get done.
Okay, so we're gonna...
in terms of like the actual infrastructure for events, it was okay.
There'll be a 30 for 30 about that someday, whatever the case it may be.
I mean, if that was the case, there'd probably be a 30 for 30 about every Olympics because of that, especially lately.
I hear you. I just thought it was an interesting time because everybody says, where do you really establish yourself on the pantheon of Winter Olympics, so to speak? And of course, we've already showed it out to Norway. because they had like an outstanding, broke the record for gold medals and all that other stuff. But
and they're at the top of the medal table in like almost like an all but like 3 Winter Olympics or something.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, 100%. I was looking it up, and they're a country of what, 20-some million. That's all, which is pretty cool. But what ended up happening, and it seems to be that way with Uncle Sam and God Bless America, is they seem how to weasel their way in on, there's certain disciplines in the Olympics that are considered higher than most. Okay, when you think about it, look at, they won the women's downhill, they got a gold. The women's figure skating, they got a gold. Men's hockey, they got a gold. Women's hockey, they got a gold. And what else did they get? I think they got a gold in something else. But those key disciplines, the Americans really came through this year. And now we're hearing about it on every morning show, every lunch show, every dinner show, and anything else Uncle Sam could shove down our throat. And sometimes I wish that we'd take a little bit more approach to that to show that we're more of a sporting country.
Okay, well, here's the thing, too. Like, as Canada, it's more expected that we get the hockey gold medal. Them kind of, like, going all out like this, it's a little bit of a compliment to us that, like, they're making a big deal about beating us, if you think about it.
Oh, I think it's huge.
Yeah.
And you know who put the period on the sentence for me is Charles Barkley.
Yeah.
Do you know how much I love Canada? I love Canada. I want to beat Canada. He made me giggle. Like, he's a huge Canada guy. He can't talk enough about Toronto, Vancouver, but I want to beat Canada.
Of course you do.
And he did the comment. It was just during the time when Canada was down 2-0 to Finland. So don't be losing to Finland, Canada. We don't want Finland. We want Canada, which is, a very high compliment. Everybody in the world, Sweden, Finland, all those countries. Look what the Finnish and the Czechs were trying to do, anything in their power to win, including jumping on people, getting a little goonish, which is something we have to be aware of when the Olympics come, but that's another story. I'm still proud of our team. I just think that if we took a time somewhere in the next 4 years to increase the funding, make it more aware. Remember I said all those commercials that went on during the Olympics? Now we know everybody. We're not going to see none of these people until 10 minutes before 2030, where the Olympics is next time. Where is it? Not in France. Where is it?
French Alps.
French Alps, though, right?
Yeah.
That should be quite interesting. But in any event, everybody out there that's sitting on the couch and say, I really like that ice dancing, or I really like this or that. Remember, during the next 4 years, let's find a way, and I talked to some musician guys, find a way where we could, how would you put it? Help to fund, endorse, put somebody's face on the map that's Canadian that we could be proud of helping get to the medal stand.
Yeah.
But we got to start at a grassroots level.
Agreed. And I mean, like, I'm sure everyone deleted CBC Gem off their phones or whatever after the Olympics. But Saturday afternoons, they play all these Olympic sports, right? So
Yes, a lot of times you do it. And that's the crazy thing. If you do look around, like, and this is 2026. Like I say, how many channels are pouring into my house that are exposed right at this minute? I don't even know. Okay? So somewhere out there, if you really want to, you're going to find it. And I tend to stop. Like, whenever there's downhill skiing on,
yeah,
I always stop to watch it because I'm fascinated about how fast these people can wax wood and fly down icy hills with no brakes. It's quite interesting. But in any event, we did do good. I thought we were doing a little more. Maybe I freaking dragged our dick in the dirt a little bit too hard. But I really think the grassroots endorsement, recognize the athletes. You know what I mean? There's more to Canada than hockey. There's other things that we can do. Now,
we should find an athlete to endorse.
That's what I'm going to do. Yeah, I'm really going to check that out. But now, I'm not going to talk about the situation in our country, but there is a province called Quebec where some of their guys that have won medals are household names on the French channels in Quebec. And because I seen that on a couple of the RDS things, and I'm thinking, why didn't we do that in Ontario? You know what I mean? And those are some of the Canadians that got to the podium in Milano and Cortina. So we should be doing the same in other provinces. I don't know how it balances, but we'll look about finding an athlete here at the House That Happens, and we'll go from there.
Well, again, Ontario's the hockey province. Quebec is more well-rounded when it comes to sports. Especially when I got to Humber and like seeing the college scene, I realized that kind of firsthand.
Of course, and not only that, especially when it comes to winter sports.
I guess that I don't see so much as at Humber because it's really just like summer sports that they play, or quote unquote.
The volleyball,
basketball. Yeah.
Yeah, man, I've heard that too. I heard even they're good in swimming for some reason. I don't know. never been involved in that, but
good swimming pools, I guess, in Quebec.
Yeah.
But also shout out to Sophia Kirkby, the Olympic Village girl. She stole
yeah.
all the headlines there. That was a funny little story. She's already booking her ticket back to Europe.
That a girl. You know what? That's one of the fun things about the Olympics, the little side stories that come out. The minutia of humans being crazy at one time in their life. So you might as well, you know what I mean?
Well, and like you hear like these athletes are a little bit like, I guess, suppressed.
Yeah.
Is the best way to put it. Like you're training like day in, day out, and then finally, you see,
you're done.
Yeah.
And you've got 10 days left to stay. They say the craziest ones are the people in the first 5 days of events.
Well, I mean, when did they run out of condoms? 3 days in? Although I think there was some foul play there. I think someone stole them or something. There's no way they went through 10,000 in 3 days.
Okay, but what ends up happening is people take them home.
There you go.
There's
That's what I'm saying. Like
shit
people
come
like
out.
just like
Yes.
stuff in their
oh,
pockets.
Yeah, like they show them and throw them around and do shit like
Like
that.
those 10,000 weren't all used there, is my point.
I don't think so either,
Yeah.
but I bet you there's a higher percentage than you realized. Because like you're saying, if you're
That's
just
fair.
you're a young, strong human being getting up at 5 a.m. for like 2 years in a row, sleeping when we're still drinking kind of deal, and all of a sudden you get to the podium and even if you win a bronze, the cathartic feeling of, I did this, now what are you going to do? The country's going to allow you to stay in this place and eat, drink for free for the next 8 days.
You're going to do something when you're there.
And you're going to meet athletes from all over the world who are sometimes in the same headspace as you.
Mm.
I think children will be conceived that weekend.
Oh, man.
I love the jokes about it, though.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
So, time to move on to the men's hockey final.
Okay, yes, I guess we can because it's been a tough one.
Yeah, unfortunately, no Crosby. That was a gut punch right away. That one reminded me of the Leafs Game 7 against Boston a few years ago, and they're like, Wall won't be ready for Game 7. You're like, oh, like it just gives you like this sinking feeling.
I knew that too, but I wasn't so concerned about that because going into the game, and I'm going to stick to it here. First and foremost, when I said on the show last week that I thought Canada would win 5-1, 5-2 because their speed and skill would just skate the Americans off the ice. Everything happened except
The goals.
the goals came. So what we ended up doing is finding a new statistic that I just love because we won the solid play differential.
How do you quantify that?
I'm going to the people that did shot attempts. I'm gonna go talk to them and see if they can help me with some quantum figures. Since they're so good at the shot attempt game, I think they should come over and assist me with the data and the matrix so people will understand solid play differential, which means the ice is tilted in one direction and the other team can't get past center ice. You dominate for 2 periods. You miss goals that you can't imagine. I jumped up twice. I thought goals were in the net. You must have jumped too, and we didn't get them. That's all. So,
Well, I got a statistic for you here. So there's goals saved above expected. So this is a stat, like they look at like thousands and thousands of shots through like hockey over the last few years, determining, whether if it's shot at this angle, at this place, whatever, all these factors.
overkill numbers, but
Where the percentage that like an NHL goalie makes the save. Connor Hellebuck made 4.6 goals saved above expected.
the average game I heard somebody say is 2.5, 3. The average game.
Yeah.
Oh no, this was.
Yeah, I think it's like closer to 2.5.
Yeah, and that's a 5-goal differential. Okay.
Yep.
Now, I think the best thing I heard.
The eye test tells me that number's probably right.
Oh God, the eye test tells me that easily. But I tell you what, is here's how it goes. I think Chris Pronger, who's been to a couple Olympics, said, "This is how this should be panned out. If Hellebuck doesn't have in his man cave a whole wall painting of his paddle looking back when he's in another area code, stopping that puck, that's insane. That should be his whole wall for the rest of his life. Ours should be the whole wall of that puck coming off McKinna's stick."
I think the Taze one hurt a little bit more, to be honest.
Oh, that one
Because he was on the friggin' doorstep.
Was that not a beautiful pass from Marner? In motion, real time. I jumped. I thought it was in. I thought it was in too. Now, 99 out of 100 times it goes in. Let's talk about the Wilson shot that who was standing in there in the crease? Was it Faber,
yeah.
Behind Hellebuck. Hellebuck was freaking laying on his back somewhere making another save. and Wilson goes to put it in, and it bounces off the freaking defenseman, hits the goalpost, and goes to another direction. It was just, we got goalied, is the number one thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's hockey, though.
Of course.
I mean, it's a little delayed, but we should say, first of all, congratulations to the States' double gold medals.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I did mention it because the marquee events in disciplines in the Olympics, the Americans seem to have swept most of them.
Could be triple gold medals with the sledge hockey, which the States have been dominating at the last few Olympics.
I never thought about that.
No one's ever gotten the trouble before, so the States could be the first to do that. So that could be crazy.
And I wouldn't go against that. But in any event, when you look at the whole situation, like, of course we're back. We get back, and like, I mean, I was like, my son called me smart ass Zach, who's not really a hockey player. Dad, is this going to ruin your day? How you doing? You know what I mean? Now, Zach, come on. As you witnessed last week on the microphone, his knowledge about hockey. Okay,
yeah,
it's minuscule at best. Okay, so anyways, when you look at it, there's a whole bunch of ways where people were saying, no. There's nothing wrong with Canadian hockey.
No, I think number one is let's not panic. Like in the States, they're like building up this storyline. They're like, we're panicking up here, and like we're like got to rebuild the hockey system. No.
Okay.
No. Okay, we're gonna still debate like roster construction. Like there's gonna be a few players that everyone's still gonna debate. Fine, but that's always the case.
Okay, and that's never going to end. And let's be close. It's been close the last few times. There's been some overtime games. It's been very competitive. I'm not denying any of that, but I don't think anything should change. The only thing I think we should look at is the fact, and I was saying it long before the Olympics, and the Celebrini experiment is the thing that should verify this, is sometimes we shouldn't always go totally old school, old boys club. Like, bring in a couple of the kids, because it's proven Celebrini didn't look out of place. He was on the first line. He had two glorious chances to put the puck in the net in the gold medal game himself. He didn't look out of place at all. So I'm saying I don't want to be derogatory to anybody who made the team, but the couple of guys that I said, I would have taken them out and putting them in. Wouldn't it have been nice to see Schaefer in this lineup?
Yeah, sure, but I mean, I still think the thing that still hurts the most is no Crosby, because winning just follows that guy around.
I agree, but I mean, let's put it this way then. Nobody wins.
Morrissey either hurt.
Morrissey hurt too. Yeah. Agreed. And
I'm glad they finally moved Colton Parayko down to 7D, because even like in the gold medal game too, he's making some plays like, buddy, like that's the shot you took.
But not only that, he didn't seem to have his game speed.
That was the whole tournament.
That's what I'm saying. So I was, if you remember correctly, when we were picking our teams, I did not have him on the team.
The only reason if it was my personal team, I wouldn't have had him. The only reason I had him on the team was because I knew he was right-handed, and I know Team Canada very much like goes lefty-righty, which I mean that makes sense. You don't want to have too many lefties. I get that, but
okay. Well, that's what I'm saying is that we don't have to change anything about the way we pick our hockey team. We've got big depth in the country. Mm-hmm. We can put two teams, whatever. I'm just saying the fine minutia like that. Sometimes you have to go away from that, and you have to say, hey, we're going to do this instead. Like they brought Celebrini at the beginning of the season. Remember, I was screaming Celebrini. Mm-hmm. He's not even going to make the team. Come on. If the guy's there to make it, he's going to be there.
Sure.
And I thought Schaefer by game time would have been just as good of an entry as Celebrini. Seeing what happened, I don't know if he would have made the difference to win, but the only thing I would say is if the kids look like they're experiencing in real time, they're playing the best hockey that we are seeing. Bring them along.
Would you have just done like a straight swap Parayko for Schaefer then, I guess?
Oh, 100%, but I
don't think Team Canada would have done that, though. I think if it was Schaefer, they probably would have been taking off oh, geez.
Yeah, who are they going to take?
Sanheim or Theodore, it would have been.
I think Sanheim would have been gone, but you couldn't take Theodore out because Theodore proved in this tournament why he's there, because he was one of the guys that I also had on my sitting on the fence because I had that Schaefer-Chikrin thing going on. But when I seen Theodore in there, and I had Doughty might be a little. Now, Doughty was good.
Yeah. Doughty proved himself.
Yeah, he did, but he was still, at best, a 6 guy.
Yeah, although, like, his defense partner, Harley, too, he had a kind of a mid-tournament. It was no 4 nations for Harley.
No, exactly. But what I'm saying with that, putting into context, these are the couple other guys that I thought would move quickly because I really believed our speed and skill would be the one that would beat them because I felt Gurham was trying to get that big, bad, ugly team to beat up on the Canadians because that's how we're going to win because of the 4 nations bullshit.
Oh, it was very much built they were going to counter.
We were going to steamroll these guys because we're big. It almost blew up in their faces because I seen 3 or 4 American guys, big time American people like Jeremy Roenick, and I forget who else, a couple of announcers down in the States. They flat out said this: "Hey, America, we got lucky. We got out of this on the skin of our teeth." Like, did you see how good the Canadians played? And it was great to hear them saying it, because the bottom line is, you get one more goal than the other guy, you win. It's that simple. They got one more goal, they win. It was their turn. And with that being said, we were talking about this in production. If there is a gods of hockey, sometimes there's a twist of fate that makes you understand that their tribute to Johnny Gaudreau had to be respected. And that was if there's anything that comes out of this that I can say, okay, I get it, is the tribute to Johnny Gaudreau, which I thought was very classy, very moving, very emotional.
Yeah, they've been apparently keeping his jersey in the locker room for Team USA, like the Four Nations at the World Championships last year, now at the Olympics. So I think that's a nice little tradition.
And not only that, there was a very serious...
And they brought his kids on the ice, too.
Yes, which is a big thing for me, because down the road, they'll remember how significant that is. But the bottom line is, there is a better than 50-50 chance if Johnny Gaudreau is here, he'd probably be on the team.
Yeah, probably.
You know, there's a good possibility he's on the team. But what I didn't know, out of what the 25 players that were on Team USA, I think it was 13 of them or 14 of them had interacted with Johnny Gaudreau since they were teenagers getting to the NHL. They'd all crossed, played against him, were in the same league, some tournament. But and I guess that happens in Canada too. What do you think with the CHL and all that stuff? But it was quite interesting how I think it was 12 or 13 these guys had either played on the same team, played in the same tournament, been in the same leagues. That was a nice touch by the Americans, and if that's the silver lining I have to get out of it, then that's what I'm going to look at.
Exactly. But yeah, Canada buzzing in the second. You can't finish on a 5-on-3.
Oh,
just too many missed opportunities. I'm still going to say it. Bennington should not have been the goalie in that game. That winning goal was ugly as fuck.
Everybody screwed up, and that's why the Americans got a kick out of it. Oh, who are 3 of the top 10 players in the world? The M's. McKinnon, Makar.
Yeah, Makar had a bad pinch on that winning goal.
And he had a great game. Makar he played great. Look how many times he set people up for great. He
scored the lone goal for Canada.
He set Celebrini up one time. I thought for sure the red light's going on. But that's 3-way hockey. So here's another thing that we got to say. I thought John Cooper must have been in the moment. He was frustrated when he brought up the format.
Hold on too. With Bennington though, always get on goalies for being on their knees in the NHL. Well, guess what? If they're on their knees, 99% of goalies in the NHL make that save.
In that situation, he was over-aggressive. When you see it, I see it.
Jordan Bennington in a nutshell. Logan Thompson, it should have been his net.
Yep.
Should have been his net.
I'm not saying that either, and he looked a little stale. And you know what the thing is, and what you got to realize, we couldn't find Jack Hughes in that game.
I disagree. I thought he had a great game.
No, I thought he was okay. But I mean, for the most part,
he had a great tournament too.
Not bad, but at times I'm saying there was other guys that were more dominant. I just thought in the game, nobody was dominant on the American side because we just took it to them.
Especially once we got to the second period.
But from then on, I'd say about the 5 minutes into the second period to the end of the game, we were just giving it to them. You know what I'm saying?
Because the first period was pretty even, I thought.
Yeah, I thought we looked a little, I'm not saying we looked nervous. We were checking it out. How's this game going to go kind of deal. Once we figured it out, we've shifted into fourth gear, it was all over. But when it comes down to 3-on-3, there's guys that are out there are 3-on-3 specialists. The Hughes Bros are 3-on-3 specialists.
Well, it's not like we don't have any.
Oh, come on.
The guys on the ice for the.
That's what I'm saying. But and like I say, Makar, don't feel bad, Makar. You'll be back in 4 years. You'll bring a gold back. I thought he was one of our best players in the whole tournament. I thought he was one of the best players of the whole tournament. All teams, American, Finn, Swede, whoever.
Well, he was named to Media All-Star Team, right?
Damn right he was. Yeah, because he was that good. So, just something you have to live with,
Yeah, I mean, regarding the whole format, I would rather take losing on 3-on-3 than losing in a shootout. And that's the way these tournaments go. They can't go a continuous overtime 5-on-5 to the end of time.
I agree.
Even if it was one period of 20-minute 5-on-5, there's no guarantee that ends in a goal. That probably would go to a shootout too, given the way the game was going.
Okay, so we don't want a shootout. So I'll go like this. I'll have 10 minutes 4-on-4 and then 10 minutes 3-on-3. I would rather, because you know what, the 3-on-3 is a little gimmickry, and you know what, we lost our minds, and everybody's going, isn't this hockey amazing? We screwed up the NHL season. Everyone's still bitching about that for 6 games, bro. For 6 games. Remember,
yeah,
we all got hard-ons here.
I'm all for it.
But okay, if you're all for it, then we got to figure out all the other minutia to go with it, so that we won't say nothing later. Because everybody,
I haven't been complaining. You've been the only one complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm saying this. I'm just saying this. If I had my way,
I've heard you complain a lot about the NHL season, so I don't want to hear these lies.
No. I will say that. I'm saying a lot about that. But what I'm saying is, I didn't complain about the format. You knew it was going in. So now that the season's over. Okay, and now that the Olympics are over, let's go to the cruise chaos. This is how we're going to do this shit straight next time, motherfuckers, okay?
Okay.
It's this simple. Number 1, start the season 1 week earlier, okay?
That's probably going to happen in 4 years.
1 week earlier. You take 3 games off the schedule. Sorry, guys, you can't have your cake and 2. You lose the 3 money.
Never going to happen.
Well, then shut up about everything else. Take the 3 games away. That's another
You're
week.
the only one complaining.
I'm not complaining. I'm just saying I'm hearing too much about what's going on. Because now look what we got to do. Because now look at some of the owners are going. What are the owners thinking? Crosby.
Oh my
Morrissey.
God! Again to the owners. Why are you their lawyer all of a sudden?
Because I like watching NHL hockey, and the thing about NHL hockey now is that I've heard a lot of verbiage that I don't usually hear during the course of the season, so we could all freaking get a hard-on over 6 games. And that's cool. So take away the other shit. Don't tell me the other shit, or adjust it according to what I'm saying. If you took away, start 1 week earlier, and you took away only 3 games, 3 games is basically about a week.
They're never going to take games off. They're expanding to 84 games, the schedule.
Morons, greedy motherfucking pieces of shit, so we could have more 2-on-2 games where people lose 6-1. Stop it. It's enough to make me sick. But that's what I'm saying right there. And the only other thing I was saying is, when you go in there, pick 2 people completely different from the squad of people you always have in the room, because it gets incestuous, and maybe somebody else will say, hey man, let's give the kid a chance. Because remember back in the day, we didn't bring Mario Lemieux, but the next time we brought Lindros. We forgot about that way back in the Olympics days. Yeah, one time we didn't bring Lemieux, and we should have when he was young, I think. Yeah, one of the younger guys. And
Lemieux was on he went to one Olympics, the only one he was around for.
Well, Lindros was on a team when he was 19, wasn't he?
Yeah, but that was because he was dodging play for the Nordiques. The NHL wasn't in that one.
Oh, maybe that's what it was.
Yeah.
Okay, whatever the case may be, the bottom line is that's the 3 things that I would say would fix it. Because otherwise, you're going to hear the same stuff over and over again. And now the players, the CBA, they contracted for this. We want to play in the Olympics. Let us play in the Olympics. We'll give you this if we can do that. Okay, so you get the 3-day stretch and you come back and play.
That's why I'm not going to feel bad for the owners. They negotiated this shit. You made your bet, now sleep in it.
Okay, so they let the players do it. So what did the players do? How many guys did not play in the first game back from the Olympics? I think it's like 30% of the players didn't play. Tom Wilson had this. I think
Crosby's out 4 weeks. Fiala's season's done.
Morrissey's out.
Yeah.
Who else? I think Vegas gave their guys the first game off, didn't they?
I don't know.
Or one of the guys got it off. Anyways, I heard it was around 30% of all the players did not play the first game back from the Olympics for a variety of reasons. Now, the owners are going to go back to the players and say,
hey. That's what the Tampa, like the Leaf games, like all the Olympians were in those games, though.
Think about the whole league and all the players. We're talking about
30%. I don't know about 30%.
Maybe it was less, but I heard it was around 30%. I'm going to look it up. I'll find the exact number. But you got to talk about Swedes, Swiss, Finns, Germans.
Yeah.
The whole, and all the players that went there, and then how many of them, every one of them played the first game back after the Olympics. I think the percentage is just under 30% didn't play.
I don't believe that number.
I'm going to look it up. Around the league, they were mentioning how many times.
You should have looked it up for the show now.
Okay, I'm going to find out for sure, so I won't exaggerate. I would say 25%, 20 to 25%.
I still don't believe that.
Okay, look around who didn't play. I can think off the top, but that's a lot of
we don't have time to get down the weeds there. But
I'm going to. I'll find out.
At the end of the day here, I still feel bad for McDavid. Like, this guy keeps getting, like, so close to, like, the mecca of hockey, basically. Like, the Stanley Cup, the Olympic gold medal, and he keeps just falling short. I don't know. I feel for the guy there.
Okay, so we're going to have this. We had this discussion, and then, you know what? I actually went up and talked to Gail about this for a minute, okay? In this respect. I said, We had a McDavid talk. She's clueless. And she goes, why are you telling me this? I said, I want to put it in perspective of Melania and Cruz. I said, if this happened to a certain person, she said she would be empathetic too. I'm saying, I don't know if I'm ready to be just empathetic yet because he's a great player. He's one of the best players I've ever seen in my life, and I agree. But the chapter's not done. If it's unfortunate for him to get a win right now, that's just part of life. Hopefully in the future he's going to get it. But I'm not going to say, oh, yeah, it is rough. 2 Stanley Cup finals and a Olympic gold medal game.
Loss, yeah.
He's still one of the greatest, and I know you need that ring to validate the fact that you're one of the greatest, but let's hope he's not the anomaly. That's all I'm saying.
I hope not either, because I'm worried that's the path he's going down, because this is like, as a hockey player, like, these are the things you live for.
100%.
And for someone of his stature, just keep, like, falling, like, just short at the doorstep, like, that's terrible. I feel bad for the guy. I bet you're like, oh, why should I feel bad? Like, he's got all this money, whatever. I bet he would trade that all for a Stanley Cup and the gold medal.
I wonder how bad he's going to feel in 2 years from now when he comes to Toronto and plays his ass off for 5 years and you guys still don't get a Stanley Cup.
Yeah, there you go.
How's he going to feel then?
Yeah, there you go.
How's he going to feel then?
There you go.
Well, that's the chance you take, bro. Nothing.
I'm also worried that Canadian clubs are just cursed and they're never going to win the cup again.
Oh, no. Montreal Canadiens are going to take care of that. Don't worry, bro.
Okay.
We got you covered. We got you covered there.
We'll see.
So, we got you covered there.
With Montembeault or... No, sorry, Jordan Binnington's going to be your new goalie.
What did I tell you? I don't let guys play in the net that give up 5 whole goals in the late in the third period.
Well, unfortunately for you, you're
Montembeault won't be the guy.
It'll be Binnington.
We don't know. No, we're not giving up shit for Binnington's how old now? 34?
Is he that old?
32? Still got a few years left. No, I don't want the guy. No, I don't want the guy. He's had his moments. I think his time in the sunshine is going to be there. So no, we don't want him. But my point being is, yes, I want McDavid to win 1-2, but I'm going to just say a few names. Gilbert Perreault, Marcel Dion. Who am I missing? Daryl Sittler. Who am I missing? I had 4 of them the other day.
Matt Sundin.
Who?
Matt Sundin.
Who? Matt Sundin. I heard of that guy. Anyways, those are 3 of the greatest players I've ever seen in my life, and their footnotes due to the fact of what?
McDavid is a step above all those guys.
He is. I will admit that because he's generational. He's possibly Mount Rushmore.
Agreed.
But if you don't get a ring, guess what? No Mount Rushmore for you.
I don't know about that.
He's one of the best hockey players I've ever seen in my life.
Especially in the salary cap era of 32 teams, like we're gonna.
And it's watered down.
No, it's not watered down. Hockey's never been better. But like
watered down.
No. We've said it on the show. Hockey's never been better, so I don't want to hear this watered down nonsense.
No, it is. It's highly entertaining till you get to the 5th or 6th defenseman. That's all. Continue.
The league's always been like that. What in 1995? What 5th or 6th defenseman was lighting the world on fire?
Rod Langway started off as a 5th defenseman. Okay, Al McGinnis started off as a 5th or 6th.
And guess what? He moved up pretty quickly,
there
didn't
you go,
he?
But
okay, that's my point.
You got to develop. Some of them develop, some of them don't. In any event, I hope
it's the same now. So
the house that happens is hoping like hell that Connor McDavid wins a championship. Yeah. Can we leave it at that?
Sure. And we should also mention it was the second time where he's been the MVP of a tournament
and he didn't win. That's going to be a great Jeopardy question. Can we have losers for 400, Alex, please?
Because it's a sports question, no one will be ever to answer.
That's true, too. But no, man, I don't mean to say that because Connor McDavid's not a loser. I'm hoping so. I really think it's going to be interesting if he doesn't do it to Winnipeg because the albatross of all time is there's only one other team he's going to play for. And that ball's already rolling. And if you haven't heard
it,
your boy 32 Thoughts, he doesn't say it out loud, but he certainly says it under his breath. And if he's
has he ever implied McDavid's coming to Toronto?
Oh, stop it! He's the best at
when has he implied it?
He's the best at implying perhaps.
Okay,
maybe
show me a quote, and then we can work from there.
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to listen to this guy every day till he does one of those snide Elliot Freeman statements that you go, peel that one back. He's the best at that. You know, I love the guy for that. He says something, dissect
okay,
that.
I'm just saying, find me a quote.
I think that the car is kind of red. Could be. All it has is
he's not as bad as you're making him out to be.
No, I'm not as bad, but you know exactly what I'm saying. He says this and a week later something happens and you go back and you got to go back in history. And
Okay.
you go, and then you realize.
Well, you got to find it.
I'm searching up. That's what I like about Elliot Freeman. I really like that. He looks like the cat that's always got the bird in his mouth sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
You know that. You watch him more than me. And and I hear him and I think it's amazing, okay? But he's one of the guys that's very, okay, just put it this way. If Connor McDavid is a kettle on the stove with the thing going, woo, take it off because it's ready to pour your tea. Elliot Freeman is the guy that just put the kettle on the stove. How's that?
Okay.
You put the kettle on the stove.
I don't quite get your analogy, but whatever. Anyways.
Anyway, down the road, it's going to go off. And I say the thing about McDavid is that would be a terrible albatross to say, okay, I can't win in Edmonton. I'm coming to Toronto to bring you the Stanley Cup, which hasn't been here for 60 years.
Not if Toronto's going down this path now, but.
He'll still have McDavid. He'll still have Austin Matthews.
Matthews might not be here much longer either.
Oh. Okay.
Anyway, so yeah, McDavid, MVP and top forward. Quinn Hughes was named top defenseman. Hellebuck top goalie, somewhat controversially, but I think it was determined before the game because I think to determine that after the game with all the countries and whatever, that'd just be too much of a mess.
Point well taken. Yeah. So now that we're here, let's talk about a couple of.
And then hold on. Then Hellebuck, Quinn Hughes, Makar, Celebrini, McDavid, and Slavkovsky were media all-star team.
Yeah, Slavkovsky did his thing, man. I'm very proud of him about that. So before we get away, there's a couple, three little nuanced things that came up that about the Olympics that people are going to talk about that are really irrelevant. The Americans haven't won since they beat the Russians in when? 1980 or some shit? So guess what Americans love to do? They love to bring their sports teams to the White House or whatever.
Sure.
We're done with that. It's okay. That's all we got to say.
Well, hold on.
Okay?
I got to go on a little bit more with that because, first of all, having Kash Patel in the locker room celebrating there, that was just so ridiculous. Like, I don't know. I thought this like hockey celebration was supposed to be a sacred thing with the team. Meanwhile, this goofball's in there celebrating like he's a Make-A-Wish kid. He's like wearing a gold medal and spraying champagne. Oh, but he's a hockey fan. I don't give a shit. He's not family. Like, what's he doing in there? It's a joke.
I seen Bon Jovi crack champagne in the New England Patriots dressing room when they won with a Super Bowl.
I think it's a little bit of a joke too.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Is it same? Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to be sure.
It should be there, like with the whatever. Like the
I giggled when I seen it. I go, "Oh, this guy got a front row. How do you do that?" When I did see him, I looked. I go, "Hey, wait a second, that's Buddy. What's he doing there?" But that's Americans.
No, and then the phone call too, where like the president used the like whatever made the women's team like the butt of a joke. Like I thought that. I
didn't think that was either. I thought that.
No, that was so wrong. And then like I thought this response by like a lot of the Americans on like the men's team was so wrong too. Like the only one who stood up and said that wasn't the right response was Jeremy Swayman, and good for him.
Yeah, well, I knew there was a little bit of controversy going from the boys to the girls, but.
No, but like, come on, like the women's national team, they've been like carrying the load. They've been the pride of USA hockey for the last like what 25, 30 years almost. 3 gold medals, like, and 2 of the last 3, like, and they're just like, oh, I'll have to invite them too, or else I'll get impeached. Fuck off.
No, I don't think. I think the women made a political statement.
Well, I think they also made a better decision. I think partying in Vegas with Flava Flav is going to be more fun than having McDonald's in the White House.
Okay, whatever the case.
That was nothing. Like, you're serving that McDonald's? Really?
The bottom line is that's the joke that they do that too. But the bottom line is. That's what I hate about sports when politics gets involved. They're still Americans. They want a gold medal. Respect your country. Do the show up. It was a political move, and you know it.
Of course.
And I don't know who on the American team votes which way, and I don't really care. But it always gets messed up when you add politics. Like I was saying to the wife yesterday, is there anything in this world we can get to that doesn't include politics except for maybe me and Stanley? You know what I mean? It doesn't matter. The political.
You don't involve politics? I don't know about that.
Well, no, I try to stay away from it as much as I can. That's why I spend a lot of time with my dog, right, Stanley? Glad you're here. Gonna make it.
But no, I just wish they would have stood up for the girls a little bit more.
Oh, I think so too. But it was a weird how it went down and how everybody said it this way and that way. And I said, just keep it out of it. Be happy. You won 2 of the biggest disciplines in the sport, and you continue to be that dominant. Be happy. Glad to be American. Yeah. The only other thing that I thought was interesting. And I just seen Ryan Getzlaff on a American podcast, Sportscat podcast from California, brought up the interesting press conference when the 2 Hughes brothers, who spent a lot of time in the GTA playing hockey, which people forget about, sitting on
I don't think people forget about that, but
okay, well, anyways, in case you don't know,
yeah,
they spent, what was it, 4 years in the city?
Yeah, because their dad was like, was a scout or an assistant coach with the Marlies?
Yeah, something like that. So they spent a lot of time playing hockey here. In any event, with that being said, what was I going to say? I'm losing my... Oh, when they sat on the thing, and Ryan Getzlaff had a thing about it afterwards, made it interesting, that was saying, hey, Austin Matthews is a winner, and we want to make sure that the Toronto media knows that Austin Matthews is a winner. What are you going to say about that, bro?
The Toronto media is the Toronto media.
Ryan Getzlaff just the next day said, listen, I heard of guys that said, I'm not going to Toronto because I want to walk out of I don't want, not a game. He said, well, this week he goes, I don't want to walk out of a practice and have 25 microphones in my face if I had a bad game the day before. I want to move on. He goes, a lot of players are like that. He goes,
well, that's my thing with the Canadian teams of the Stanley Cups, because it's not just Toronto.
No, but they say Toronto is the epitome. But then again, I don't live in my beloved Montreal. So
they kick your ass in 2 languages there.
I was going to say
the
that.
Edmonton media is its own brand of crazy. The Vancouver media is its own brand of crazy.
Yes.
The Ottawa media is its own brand of crazy.
And that just leads us to believe what a great hockey country that we are. But
it's good, bad, and ugly.
Thank you. Okay, so I'm just saying that when I hear the comeback from some of the biggest media people in Toronto about, oh, we're being misinterpreted, you should shut the fuck up, because you guys drive the bandwagons, you guys drive the narratives, you guys that start the rumors. So if there is a little pressure on players in the city, especially in the hockey market, yes, the media has a little bit to do with it, so don't deny it.
Course.
I wish they would just try to balance it. You know,
Yeah.
I don't know where the balance is going to be, but I'm not going to mention names. But I heard some flat-out fucking Toronto sports people go, you're kidding me. We got nothing to do with this. Why would we have anything? And I'm not mentioning no names.
We all know who it is, but they're all after them clicks.
Oh, like you wouldn't believe it. You know what I mean? So that's a part of everything that I got to say. Come on, stop it. You're lying to me. I don't believe in Santa Claus. I love fucking...
I mean, technically, the way you get on the Leafs, you're part of the problem, too, since we're Toronto
I'm saying
media.
all good things. Who walked Marner's dog during this controversy? Me. Who said nice things about Matthews when he had to go get his hair fixed in Europe? I was always a good guy on that.
I don't know about that.
I'm one of the guys that we were the one that started christening him Willie Cool. What more can I do for the Maple Leafs? What more can I do? I don't know. Maybe sing the national anthem.
I know when
shit.
guys aren't exactly maybe pulling their weight, but you're the first one to kick them into the dirt.
We got the Leaf report coming, people. Just a second.
Anything else for the Olympics?
What are we doing? When you got a team, 2 teams playing at that level, and I don't know how the Americans would have reacted, but I know as the Canadians reacted. What's up with the stuffed animals? Giving them out at the time when...
That's apparently...
How many of those made it home? Maybe guys that had kids.
Yeah, guys that had kids, guys that had nieces and nephews. McKinnon's went right in the trash based on his reaction.
This is the greatest meme of all time. That's what I'm saying. You're looking like this is a part of sports that's so amazing but so ugly at the same time. You play a game on that level, and let's talk about this.
I got one that beats it though. Someone used AI to replace one of the stuffed animals for Marchand. It's a rat.
Yeah. In any event, we have to admit, which is one thing that we gloss.
But it's an Italian tradition though. Apparently.
Oh, I heard. Yeah. No, okay, but anyway,
I prefer. I think that's a better idea than flowers, because the flowers are just gonna
come
fucking
on,
die.
that's even worse. But the one thing you have to realize in what we've not mentioned at all is that when we get down the road another year or 2, or maybe even 20 years when I'm dead and gone or whatever, this Gold Cup game will be considered one of the greater hockey games that have ever been played.
Sure.
Just on the pace level and speed. So we should
it's going to be up there with the Vancouver gold medal game too.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like we can't, just because we lost and I'm a little pissed about it, we can't take away from the fact that the game was absolutely amazing from that point of view. But giving out stuffed animals at that particular time during that game, that's just a recipe for someone being stupid. I'm glad I wasn't those hockey players, because I might have just pulled an Aussie.
I don't think that was a recipe for someone being stupid.
Oh, I might have chewed its head off.
But that didn't happen.
Loser. Good, I'm glad. It would have been my hand stuffed tight, because I'm a sore loser.
They know better than that.
Agreed.
Yeah.
But what happened when they got inside that dressing room? Think one put a skate over the head of the thing, or someone shot it into a garbage can.
Yeah, I think McKinnon just got tossed across the room, but that's
I know, but I mean, I do believe this. A couple of guys with kids probably brought him home.
Oh, Marner for sure.
You know, and then way back in the day, like 10 years from now, you'll realize, hey, this is a little momentum, which is cool, but I thought it was odd in the way they put the camera on, and I only watched that one as soon as that. I only seen, and most of the time I see it on the news because I'll be honest with you. As soon as the game was over, I just turned everything off and I turned off the news for about 36 hours.
No, I wanted to see the medal ceremony.
Nah, I didn't. I started to, and I said, nah.
My mom watched her. I'm like, no, keep it on. Keep it on. I want to see this.
Well, your mom didn't want to watch it?
Yeah, she wanted to turn away.
Me too. I said, good. Mrs. Melania, I was in the same place. I didn't want to watch it either. I said, that's enough, Stanley.
I know. I'm this is just a year of heartbreak for me. You know, the Blue Jays, the Patriots, Team Canada, the gold. Two gold medal games.
That's 3. You got a 3. The rest of the year is okay.
4.
Okay, 4. Well, then the rest of the year is going to be good.
So I guess the Leafs and Raptors are going to the finals then.
100%. Here we go. It's only rock and roll. Anyways, we got 4 years before we get back.
Well, 2 years with World Cup.
Yeah, but that's not going to be the same.
You still want to win.
Of course we want to win. And
we'll still be frothing at the mouth. Let's be real.
Really looking forward to what the team will look like in 2 years.
Yes. Anything else?
No, it's good.
All right. We'll move this over to the NHL, and we'll have our newest edition of the Power Rankings.
Okay.
At my number 5, you're going to hate me for this.
What?
Down a spot, Colorado.
You got them at number 5?
They keep dropping games, man. I'm getting worried about them.
I'm not at all. Not one bit. Not one bit. The game against the Wild was incredible, though. You know, one bad goal, lost the game. Okay, number 5.
Yeah, they still lost at 5-2. They didn't look super great. Number 4, I got Dallas.
Okay.
Number 3, I got Carolina, the only team that's in the same spot.
Okay.
Number 2, I got Tampa Bay.
You got Minnesota at number 1?
I got Minnesota at number 1. They've been red hot.
I did too, but I seen them last night. I said, this must have been their night off. They looked terrible against Utah last night. What happened? I think it's just a letdown after the big game in Colorado.
Yeah.
They had a letdown team. I've actually got the Canes at number 5. I got the Stars at number 4. I got Tampa at number 3. I got the Wild at number 3, Tampa at number 2, and I still got Colorado at number 1. I think they're the best team in the league. They've had a little, what are they, 6-4 of late in their last 10?
I think it's 4 and 6.
4 and whatever the case may be. Give me a second. I should have.
They haven't looked good. I'm starting to get worried about them.
I'm not overly concerned in this respect. Sometimes you get that lull in the season. It's in the Olympics. You're always winning. The playoffs are down the road. So you have that malaise sometimes. I just think because they're not getting killed. Like when they lose, they collected points in
be
in
careful,
overtime
especially in that division. You got Dallas and Minnesota breathing right down their necks.
Do you think they're that close, really? Do you think they're going to catch them?
Yeah, they're only a few points back now.
Minnesota Wild, they're still 5 points behind. You know.
And if Colorado keeps dropping points, they'll be a lot less sooner.
Okay, so let's put it this way. I'll take it one step further. The Wild are 5 points behind the Avalanche. Dallas is 6 points behind. They got a game in hand on Dallas and 3 games in hand on Minnesota. I'm quite comfortable with the position that Colorado's in. Yes, I have a couple of games, and I've watched a couple of games that they lost just lately, even before.
Plus, McKinnon's probably still banged up.
That's true, too. He's not 100%, and there's somebody else on Landeskog. Is he okay?
He played in the Olympics.
That was dirty, wasn't it? That's what I'm talking about, owners. Owners are going to have some shit to say, bro. Look at the weird shit that went on like that.
Braden Point didn't go.
Well, but he played immediately. That's a good move. Even though I'd like to have Brandon Point on the team, obviously Club came
so
first.
Good against the Leafs too. That was so painful.
Did you see him flying around? Because he was rested. He was ready to go.
But still, though, it's like, we could have used this.
We could have used that too, 100%. But I respected what he did because he wasn't 100% ready. Who else didn't go?
Well, he wasn't ready to go for the start of the Olympics, so I don't know if that was his call.
I think that he shouldn't have gone because they say that
He didn't.
Okay, Marchand shouldn't have gone. Because he had nagging injury.
Well, they were resting him in the group stage, yeah.
Exactly. So he had the nagging injury, should have been there. McKinnon, they said, if he was at home, might have sat a game for whatever's going on. Who else? Another defenseman.
Yeah, they maybe should have sat him for a group stage game, too.
Whatever, that's what they were saying, shit like that. But that's another story. The bottom line, that's our power rankings now. And here we are to one of the greatest.
The Leaf Report.
Yes, and now into one of the greatest sprints in the history of hockey, where you have 25 games and 50 nights to decide whether or not you suck or you don't. So let's get to the Toronto.
And the Leafs suck. So yeah, these last 2 nights or whatever, Wednesday, Thursday, the last 2 games that they had in Florida, so uninspired. Like the Leafs got their asses saved by the video team with all these disallowed goals because
isn't that a crazy thing though? But you know
Well,
what?
the Leafs video team is the best, so they were joking that they should trade them at the deadline for a first.
Oh yeah, exactly. But you know what though? I put that in my notes. I think that I like the fact that there's been a lot of successful callbacks. Like, what do you mean it's not a goal? What do you mean it's goal? And when you see the replays, you go, I'm good with that. That should go to your learning about eye in the sky.
Yeah, I think the refs, I think they're being told now, if it's borderline, just kind of let it go. And then, if the team's got challenge, kind of just err on the side of more goals. I agree with that.
Oh, I agree too. One of the examples, we had the game in the Olympics where the offside was just a hair, but that was 90 seconds before.
That's the way it goes sometimes.
I know, I agree.
Blame Matt Duchene and whoever was the linesman that messed up that call.
There you go, whatever the case may be. But yeah.
But yeah, so there was weird patterns too where back-to-back nights where Gensel and then Marchand the next night hit the post on an empty net.
I know, that's weird,
bizarre.
Can you bet that on Bet Always or FanDuel or some shit like that?
What's the other bet site where you can just bet anything now? What's that one called? Polymarket?
Is that what it is?
Yeah,
is that
probably on Polymarket. That's not strictly sports. That's you can bet on anything.
Yeah. That's where it's getting out of hand in this sporting world.
Cruz, let's be real. You could always bet on anything. People bet on the weather since weather existed.
Listen, Super Bowl is the ultimate example of ridiculous betting.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If you want to be that way about it, for sure.
Yeah, that Tampa Bay game was weird too. Tavares had a snipe. Nyes had a really
Nyes looked good though.
He looked good.
The rest has done him well.
I thought the Leafs goaltending was okay. That's
I would
silver
say that.
lining.
And you know what? You guys got some shots on goal. You had 30 shots on goal both game, which is
okay,
a good
but
parameter.
the Leafs started off slow and then it was third period. Okay, boys, time to wake it up. I've seen that one before.
Okay, so I'm gonna beat this dead horse one more time. You started the season with the same decor as last year, and I've said it before, you got to tweak it. Where are they at now? It's a mess. What if you didn't bring up that kid Stretcher? Tanev is just proven with the metrics how valuable he is to the team.
The bigger problem is forward, though.
What?
The bigger problem is we tried to replace a 100-point guy with 3 third-liners.
I agree with that, but I'll also say this. I don't give a damn what you're saying. You say, it gets pretty consistent. No, it doesn't. Keep your lines together. You kind of do, you kind of don't. Berube panics. You shift everybody to third period. No chemistry. The flow gets bad, and you suck. And you suck so bad that you ain't making the playoffs next year. With this crew, no assets. You got no draft picks. You got no assets. What are you going to do? Trade Austin Matthews for what? 2 first-rounders? You guys are in trouble.
Well, you can't say that because the amount of turnover this year between playoff and non-playoff teams has been insane.
It's only been this drastic for the first time in years. It's been steady. Come on, the Leafs made the playoffs 9 years in a row.
Yeah.
Boston made how many in a row? Colorado. You look down the list. Look at who's here now.
Well, the Leafs were only ones that were there 9 years in a row.
Well, okay, but the other guys are 7 out of 8, 8 out of 9. So what, so to speak. But look right now, bro. This is the way it's going to be compared to last year. We're talking Montreal, Detroit, Buffalo. Oh, and by the way, can we throw in the Islanders?
Sure.
That's 4 teams out of them, what? Licking hind tit for how long? And trying to get
Montreal made the playoffs last year.
Yeah, which is good. But we weren't supposed to.
I know. I think it's way too early to talk ahead about next year because we don't even know how the draft's going to go, what trades are going to happen. So
okay, so I'm going to put it
predicting who's going to make the playoffs next year, I think is a little ridiculous.
Okay, then I love your lawyer skills. So I'm going to put it to this way from a traditional point of view. You have a team of basically 21 guys under salary that are going to play. Some sit in the press box, some don't, okay? And by this time next year, I think they're going to CBA something, so there'll be a third goalie who'll be around all the time.
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the nucleus of the Toronto Maple Leaf team. Let's just say we're in fantasy league, and I can only save 5 Leafs. Okay, here's the 5 I'm going to save.
We're not in fantasy league, but okay.
Let's just say this is what we had to do.
I don't get what that has to do with anything.
I'm going to put on my point. You're going to keep Austin Matthews.
Sure.
You're going to keep Nylander.
Of course.
You're going to keep Tavares.
Yep.
You're going to keep Wall.
Yeah.
You're going to keep Tanev.
What about Nyes?
Oh, yeah, Nyes. Okay, Nyes or Tanev, so I can only keep 5.
Okay.
You can get up to 7 if you want, but that's too many because you only want a third of your team. Okay, so that's a third of your team right there. Are the rest of these guys, are they like guaranteed to be on your team next year? Oh, by the way.
Well, I think there's like 7 guys I would say are pretty much guaranteed.
They didn't make the playoffs this year, so what are you going to do to put them together to go back next year? Where are you going to find the defenseman to take you forward? Everybody in the league is looking for what you're looking for.
I think forward is a bigger issue than defense right now, to be honest.
I beg to differ because what happens if your defense was a little bit better, some of the goals that your goalie lets in, especially against the Tampa game, what chance did Stollers have in a couple of those goals? Defensemen hung them out to drive, so tighten up your defense and you don't put so much pressure on your goal.
Well, it hurts that
and you'll find a way to score.
It hurts that number one defensive defenseman's been out all season.
Oh, I will do like.
And also, I'm going to say this: like, if our forwards were better, we'd be spending a lot less time in our defensive zone.
Well, I look at it this way.
There's a yin-yang effect there.
One of the guys you're going to let go at the trade deadline, and I think he's one of the most misused guys on your team, and you're going to throw something at me for saying this, but do you see Nick Robertson in the last 2 games? Best player on your team.
Oh, my God.
Best player.
Everyone I talked to about Nick Robertson, you're the only guy I've ever met that, like...
Most hated guy in Toronto history. I don't get it.
I don't think anyone hates him. I think people are just like, he's okay.
Because he never gets on the same line. He doesn't get consistent minutes. I'm going to go back to my theory, and I believe this. If you're not a Berube guy, you're at the end of the goddamn
He wasn't
bench.
a Keefe guy either.
Well, whatever the case...
It's starting to look like he's the problem.
I can't wait till he goes to another team and scores 30 goals.
I can't wait either. He goes to he's not scoring 30 goals, though.
He's going to score. He's going to... He'll
score 20.
Oh, easy. 25. Look at the last 2 games. You've noticed him. Especially in the Tampa game. Him. He was in the corners digging out pucks. He put a couple out in front. The guys that your cement, your bricklayers couldn't put in.
Yeah, because it was out of their reach.
Stop it. He put it right in the high slot area, too. He did set up one for, and a stick broke.
Can't wait till we get two second-round picks for him at the deadline.
If you get 2 second-round picks for him, you guys are freaking... Oh.
No, I don't know. Well, the thing is,
what are you getting? Okay, really quick, so because we don't have a lot of time
I
here.
know. Well, my thing... Well, first of all, like the problem is it looks like there's going to be more sellers than buyers.
Because you suck.
What do you mean?
The Leafs suck, so you got to sell.
Fine.
Okay, we're here. What do you sell it?
I thought you were going to say that you're never going to say that the teams suck ever again.
Okay, I missed. Okay. Toronto is having an unfortunate season this year where they can't seem to get enough goals to win games. So now that they're in this position and they're doing it at a level that's one of the worst in the league, what are they going to get for some of these guys? Come on, Bobby McMahon.
I think McMahon...
Bad management right there. Why haven't you signed this guy forever? He might go out the door for nothing. You going to trade him at the trade deadline?
Yeah. They're saying if they're not going to be able to sign him to an extension, he's going to be traded at the deadline.
They better sign this extension in the next 10 minutes because if they don't, he's going to get the end of season and say, fuck you.
No, he's going to get traded at the deadline.
He has to get traded. That's too bad.
I think he's actually going to be one that, like him and Ekman-Larsson, I stand by. I think the Leafs can still get a lot for them because they're probably going to be...
They're your 2 highest guys that you're going to get.
And not only that, but like they're probably like the 2 top players like among their positions that are going to be available at the deadline.
Totally agree.
Yeah.
So someone might overpay for him. Okay, so that's there too. So I'm going to say, in your position, why didn't you get bold? 3 or 4 teams are looking for goalies.
That's risky.
Listen, you didn't make the playoffs with these 2 guys next. I
don't think they were the problem.
I don't think they're complete.
I think that would be an overcorrection.
I think you got Hildeby to make the...
I think he's the one that might get traded.
Well, that's what I said. One of your goalies are going to go. Wouldn't you let one of your goals at the... Well, that's the only way you're going to improve. Those 2 guys, and then what you're going to have to do is once you trade them, then you're going to have to find a way to replace.
That's the thing.
Ekman-Larsson.
I would stick around with Stolarz and Wall next year. I'd roll the dice with them
if you guys were there, I wouldn't have a problem with that. If you start your season with those 2, you should be okay. Stolarz will get over his thing. Just hope the injury bug doesn't hit you again. But look at they're just showing on the trade bait there on the board right now. You know what I mean? There's Bobby McMahon, number 7, unrestricted free agent. Ooh, that's dangerous. You know what I mean? And he's an asset. And why did you guys dick around with him for so long? Because sometimes he looked good and sometimes he didn't. He was such
that's the thing. Like it's hard to put a value on that.
Yeah, at the time, And when you gave him that money a couple years, that was nice for him because he hadn't really done anything up to that point except skate fast. So you gave him some money to make it look so he wouldn't have to sit around in the Marlies anymore, and I get that. But now I think he is a bit of a commodity for a few teams that are looking for that extra forward, especially with his speed in this game where it's all about pace. And I don't think it's going to trade all of a sudden where the hockey's going to go straight to goonery and left wing lock and smash everybody in the face during the playoffs. I think pace is going to still be here in a lot of ways.
Oh, of course.
You know what I mean? That's how I'm thinking. But you guys...
Well, that's why Edmonton, I think, is very much interested in him.
Oh, agreed. So my point about talking about fantasy and those 7, okay? If you only keep those 7, they didn't get you to playoffs this year, and you got all the guys around them that are window dressing anyway, how do you fill a team that fast to get there? Are you telling me that your core 7 is just as good as the core 7 that Boston could have built off last year, and their guys came back from injury?
Oh,
and they
definitely.
jumped? Because I think that Boston is very surprising, because I thought they'd have trouble making the playoffs this year.
Yeah, a lot of people did. I mean, I think
history says you usually have trouble making the playoffs that next season. That's another reason I'm saying.
What do you
about
mean?
that
Like
Toronto.
what, after missing the playoffs?
If you miss the playoffs and you have some misorganizations and you don't have assets, you got to rebuild somewhere in this couple of years. Look at Montreal. We missed the playoffs or what?
Yeah, but Toronto, it's going to be a little bit of a different circumstance. We're going to be able to sign guys on like deals and whatever. So
you're really
like
optimistic,
discounts.
aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
I don't know what you're going to be getting in the offseason that's going to be there for you to sign.
We'll see.
You got about a $6 million salary cap jump, which should help a lot, considering if you're going to get 2-way players. But what are you going to do? Sign more Roys, more Machellis?
No. I mean, it's whatever. You got to go for some doubles. I agree with that. But like,
who?
Well, I don't know. I don't have the UFA list in front of me. Like,
we'll be talking about.
We don't even know who's going to be signed until then. So like,
agreed.
It's like, I don't know. Robert Thomas. I mean, the Leafs got to take a sniff at him.
I don't think he's going to make it there. You guys have wanted him for a long time. I don't think
It sounds like the Blues are going to trade him.
Oh, they are going to trade him, but now that the Leafs aren't in the market to be, they're sellers and not buyers.
I think if Robert Thomas is available, they'll take a swing. They have to.
Then why don't they make the Bobby McMahon thing? Because I don't think Doug Armstrong's into that mood of doing that shit. He wants draft choices. Okay, if you're going to say right now, he's on the trade list and he's going to go up. I say by next week, which is next Friday, right?
Yeah.
The trade deadline. He's going to be one of the hottest commodities because of the way he plays, right?
It could be an off-season thing with him, too. We'll see. I'm not convinced he goes by the deadline.
So it'll be a nudge, nudge, wink, wink thing?
No. Just the deal won't be in place until then. That's fine.
Well, what if somebody offers St. Louis something they can't refuse at the trade deadline?
Maybe. But I don't think that's going to happen because, again, more sellers than buyers. I think teams are going to play pretty conservatively.
Well, I'm going to put it to you this way. I don't
think you're going to see anyone like crazy overpay at the deadline this year.
Well, if you take a look at it of what's going on and who has assets and who are positioned to do something stupid and wouldn't burn them so quickly is my Montreal Canadiens. So we could use a forward like Robert Thomas too, and we could afford to overpay him right now with what we've got in the farm system and draft choices and how young we are as a team core already. So, and we like every guy. I don't want Evander Kane, okay? But okay, let's say like some of the
Montreal isn't that rich with draft picks though.
We're okay though. We're okay. We're not bad.
But you don't have any like extras.
No, but we could give up some of what we've got right now due to the youth of our team. You know, look, we're at the second or third youngest team in the league, and look where we're at.
You guys also don't have that much cap space.
What's that?
You don't have that much cap space.
We'd have to do a dance. I agree, but something could go along the way to working that out. I believe.
Again, I think that's why I'm going to go back to Robert Thomas is going to be an off-season thing. He's going to get traded at the draft.
He's another guy that Edmonton's looking at because they're looking
again. With what cap space?
They got nothing. That's how I can't even see how they're going to get Bobby McMahon.
Well, McMahon's cheap right now, right?
Yeah. How much is Thomas? So he's 3-something, isn't he?
No, more than that.
More is he?
Yeah.
6.
Yeah, because they gave him the bag. Like he's getting like 8. I thought.
Wow. Good hockey player.
Him and Kyrou, St. Louis paid both of them a couple years ago.
And he's in nowhere's land in the prime of his career.
Yeah, 8.13.
And he's in the middle of nowhere in the middle of his career.
Yep.
What a drag. It's going to be interesting. In any event, it would have to be an off-season deal. And who you guys are going to dump to get rid of him? That means Domi's got to go. His contract's ending, right?
I think he's got another year. After this, he is a guy I would look to get rid of, though.
Okay.
I like Domi, but it just hasn't been a great fit.
Okay, so it's time for him to go. So you're going to get rid of him, Nick Robertson, Bobby McMahon, Olin Lechlan Larson.
Probably him. That's not a guarantee, though.
How quickly is Riley getting out of town?
I don't know. I heard there's been teams interested somehow.
So
that's a guy, like, I don't even care about a return for him. Just get that money off the books. That would be good enough.
I know I don't know what happened to his skills or something went weird.
I know, is he having trouble adjusting to being a new dad? I don't know. I think that they have to have a serious conversation with him and his future with the team.
Okay, so here's one of my core things to say about these curlers falling down. That's got to be brutal.
That sucks.
In any event, my take on the matter is I think some of the problem is Berube.
How so? Just because he scrambles the lines?
That too much. But you know what it is? There's a Berube type player, and he wants people to play a Berube type way, and I understand that. Sometimes he doesn't have those players and he's not adjusting. So then players playing out of sync. Riley is Exhibit A.
I don't know about that. He gives Riley a lot of ice time.
I know he does because he deserves it, but he's never looked the same since Berube's been here. He hasn't looked like that, Riley.
He had a good season last year, though. I thought so.
His plus-minus was shaky at best.
Last year?
Yeah.
I thought he had a good plus-minus last year.
I don't know. I think at the end he got up to maybe +8 or 9, but he was minus by All-Star break. I remember that. And then he had a rush at the end because I was kicking him in the head a bit about his plus-minus, if you remember correctly. But I think he ended up +10.
Well, I mean, plus-minus is also a factor of like who you're on the ice with. So
defenseman, it means more than anybody else. You know that too. But in any event,
it's a team stat.
In any event, I think the Toronto Maple Leafs are definitely not making the playoffs, and if they don't make it next year, I'm going to predict it now because I don't see with this core what miracles it's going to take.
Well, you were saying the same about Boston last year, so
but I think Boston had a little bit more in the youth that they had and they brought in.
The Leafs have some good prospects. There's a couple defensemen with the Marlies coming up.
I heard there's a defenseman,
two. There's Villeneuve, and then there's a first-year defenseman with the Marlies too, is like impressing.
I hope they better see them next year.
Villeneuve, I think for sure is going to reach the NHL next year. Might get a call up at the end of the season too. We'll see, but
I think he should be called up as soon as they decide that they're
well, as soon as they trade guys.
Yes, bring him right up for the experience. There's no sense in leaving him down there. Bring him up now. What are the other guys doing? They're freaking pylons anyway. Let's see what the kids can do and learn on the fly. That's what the Habs did with Gooley and what's his name? They left him out there to dry.
Yeah.
When we were sucking and we were losing, but they got the experience. Look at them now. We got 7 defensemen, even though Aberjacky's whatever happens with him on a given day.
So quick note about the Habs: they lost 4-3 in overtime to the Islanders on Thursday. Tight game in all departments. Dobson in shape for 2 goals each, which is pretty crazy for defensemen. We only have 20 minutes left in the show, by the way.
Okay, let's get it quick. And to make a long story short, I think the Islanders could be a scary team in the playoffs. Just their style of play.
We'll see.
Their style of play is good, and Sorokin is finally in.
They're going to have to go through the Hurricanes, though.
That's the team that's going to, but then who they play on the other side, too? They won't play the Hurricanes until the second round. Whoever they play in the first round, I think they could beat, which would be Pittsburgh. So if they play Pittsburgh in the first round, I think the Islanders could beat Pittsburgh.
Could end up being Washington if things...
Washington looks like they want to make a run really quick. Which teams do you think are going to go forward and which are going to fall back? I'm looking at the LA Kings as no, they're not going to make it. New Jersey, no, you're not going to make it.
I've said
Utah,
before, the teams in the
maybe.
East, it looks like those 8 are going to stay in. In the West, I don't think LA is going to make it. Anaheim, I think, is going to stay in.
Can Columbus make the run?
No.
Too far back?
Yeah.
Okay, so you're saying that...
The 8 in the East are staying in. That's my prediction. Maybe Washington replaces Pittsburgh, but that's it.
And Pittsburgh won already, which is good considering they don't have...
Crosby
right now, and they're 8-1-1 in their last 10, which is good. I'm not betting on anybody in the West except for the first maybe 5. Are they locks? Colorado, Minnesota, Dallas, Vegas, Edmonton, with Anaheim just passing Edmonton. So how can we not?
I'd put Anaheim as a lock.
Anaheim is a lock too. I think they're okay, and
I think the wild cards are the only question marks in the West.
Should be interesting.
Yeah.
Should be interesting. Anyway, we'll give you more hockey next week. And Mr. Milani's very busy this week. Let's keep moving this along.
So Crosby out at least 4 weeks with the injury. Joe Quenneville became the second coach to reach 1,000 career wins in the Ducks 6-5 win over Edmonton on Wednesday. I can bring up that shout out next week. But on to Saturday Night Pick'em.
Let's go.
All right, so Pittsburgh at New York. I got Pittsburgh.
Rangers, right?
Yeah.
Rangers to win at home.
Rangers.
It's not matinee, isn't it?
I believe so, but the Rangers' home record is terrible.
They got to change that.
Okay.
Because they got to show off everybody they're trading.
Boston at Philly. I'm on Philly.
I'm on Philly too.
Edmonton at San Jose. Give me the Oilers.
Oh, gee.
They want to finish up that California road trip strong.
After they looked not that good. Okay, I'll take Edmonton, too. They need the win.
All right. New Jersey at St. Louis. Give me the Blues.
Taking Jersey.
I knew you would.
Thank you.
Islanders at the Blue Jackets. Give me the Islanders.
Oh, that's at home Saturday, right?
In Columbus.
I ain't betting against those stupid Buckeyes on Saturday night at home. I'll take Columbus.
Chicago at Colorado. Give me the Avalanche.
All day.
Ottawa at Toronto. I'll take the Leafs.
Taking Ottawa.
Really?
Yeah.
No, this is typical Leafs. Like, we got to win one just to shut the media up. Washington at Montreal.
So the media doesn't run us out of town.
Yeah, there you go. Washington, who played last night, is going into Montreal. I'm on the Habs.
Oh, I'm so scared of this game. We can't beat Washington. Taking the Habs anyway. Did you see our record against Washington in the last 10?
No.
Ugh. Don't even want to bring it up.
Following up that playoffs from last year.
Ah.
Buffalo coming off a back-to-back. They're in Tampa. Give me the Lightning.
No, I'm saying Buffalo. Did you see them against them last night? Buffalo is the scariest team. Nobody in the East wants to play them. I seen them last night. What a great game. They're big, eh?
Oh, they are big. Especially Tage.
And Tuck and a couple of defensemen. They skate good. They're good. And the goaltending's holding up.
Mm-hmm.
You know? Is that Lyon that plays for him? Is that the goalie? Yeah, he's looking good.
Detroit at Carolina. Give me the Hurricanes.
Saturday night at home.
Calgary at LA. I'm on the Flames.
I'm taking LA.
Nashville at Dallas. Give me the Stars.
100%.
And Vancouver at Seattle. Give me the Kraken.
Yes, they need to win. Has Seattle got a chance of making the playoffs?
No.
Okay.
Don't score enough.
But they played. I like their style of hockey.
They do, but they're...
You know what it is, though? You really notice it when you watch West Coast games. How come they're just a little bit more wide open out west? Why is that?
Because the Western Conference sucks.
So they just go for it?
Yeah.
Because it's like...
you look at the balance of power, it's all the Eastern teams that are good
I'm not saying that, too. But something about Eastern games is a little tighter. The pace is
I think
good,
it's just better hockey, that's why.
Okay. I'll live with that.
We'll move this over to a soccer report where, unfortunately, Canadian national Promise David had surgery on a ruptured tendon on his hip in Union Saint-Gillois 2-1 win over Royal Antwerp. After he collided, he will miss the World Cup.
I was just going to say he's missing, and Alphonse Davies has got some issues too.
I think he's going to be okay.
Is he going to be okay?
Yeah, because he got hurt, but then the coach said it's not major.
God.
TFC lost their home opener 3-2 at FC Dallas on Saturday. They are back in action in Vancouver today.
Good luck. Let's have a better season than last year. They just signed a couple guys too, didn't they?
Yeah. The guy from Norwich, a keeper, I believe.
Yeah.
So around Europe, Manchester City beat Newcastle 2-1 on Saturday. Yep. Nico O'Reilly with the brace in the first 27 minutes, just 13 minutes apart. Bayern topped Frankfurt 3-2. Harry Kane with the brace. This is the one Alphonso Davies got injured again with
goal.
Alphonso Davies got injured again with an apparent ankle injury, but was able to walk it off on his own power. Bayern coach Vincent Kompany said it does not look too bad for the Canadian national. So that's good news. Osasuna defeated Real Madrid 2-1 despite 81% possession. Stanley got moved, buddy. I'm sorry. But Madrid and held to only 5 shots on goal. So Barca overtook Real Madrid for first in the Liga with a 3-0 win over Levante in a dominant win. This week, Dortmund hosts Bayern. That's today. Barcelona.
That should be a good game.
Yeah. Barcelona welcomes Villarreal, and Chelsea goes to Arsenal tomorrow, and Roma hosts Juventus. On to Champions League. Newcastle completed a sweep with a 3-2 win.
Easy win, eh?
Versus 3-2?
Yeah, but they coasted. I watched some of that.
With a 3-2 win over Karabakh, advanced with a 9-3 win on aggregate.
Yep.
Atletico Madrid win 4-1 over Club Brugge. Only 5 shots on goal. Alexander Surloth with the hat trick. They advance 7-4 on aggregate. Inter falls again 2-1 at home to Bodo Glimt. Lose 5-2 on aggregate. Inter had 65% possession. 33 shots, only 6 on goal. They lose 5-2 on aggregate.
Huge loss for them, right?
Oh, yeah.
Because they went to finals last year, didn't they? Or semifinals?
Yeah, they did. They went to the finals.
They went to the finals. Huge bye-bye for them,
Yeah,
eh?
didn't even go to the round of 16.
Oh, I heard that people in that organization are like...
fuming.
Yes, yeah. People may be fired. Like, I heard like a lot of shit went on.
Oh, yeah.
Like, when they were talking about it, that I love the couple of guys with the accents. But this Inter, huge loss, eh? For them to be out like this, I didn't realize how big it was until people went, hey! I went, okay, sorry.
Bayer Leverkusen gets the 0-0 draw at home against Olympiacos. They move on with a 2-0 win on aggregate. PSG and Monaco tied 2-2, giving PSG a 5-4 win on aggregate. PSG probably should have won by more, or probably should have won in general, with 68% possession, and shots were 21-9, 7-3 on goal. Juve was up 3-0 after 90 minutes with two late goals against Galatasaray to tie the series 3-3 on aggregate and send it to extra time, despite losing Lloyd Kelly to a red card in the 48th minute. However, Galatasaray got a goal in each half of extra time to take it 7-5 on aggregate.
They puked it up at the end. I know it hurt because they were short
They were
a
down a
player.
man.
They were down a man, but they raced to get up there. Like, you know what I mean? I watched. I had that game on, and I go, Juventus of Turin. They tied it up. Whoa, man, I text you.
Yeah.
They should have tied it up before that. They had chances, and then all of a sudden, you know what? It was one of those games like, oh, we got there. And they rested for somebody, and they, like in high, all of a sudden the other team scores quick because you work so hard to get there. You have that pause for like, oh, gee.
Yeah.
That's all that happened. I thought they were gonna. I thought when they tied it, I said, oh.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Here they go, but they couldn't do it.
Real Madrid and Benfica. Benfica's Prestiani, he was the player we talked about last week, suspended for the second leg after the slur allegations. UEFA is still investigating, so the suspension could be longer.
Yes, it's going to be.
But for Real Madrid, no Mbappe, no problem. Real Madrid won 2-1. They win 3-1 in aggregate. Rafa Silva scored early for Benfica to tie it, but Madrid scored 2 minutes later to make it, to take back the lead. And Vinicius Jr. with the 80th minute marker to win the match and ensure victory, so he had the last laugh.
Was it supposed to be that competitive, those two?
Well, they've been playing a lot lately, so yes.
Yeah, because I thought so. Benfica came out, they gave it their best shot. I watched a bit of that too because I know that Real Madrid's supposed to be one of those great teams, but when I was watching it, the pace of play, Benfica didn't look like they were backing down at all.
No.
Full disclosure, I'll never be a great soccer fan watcher. I get drifting away sometimes. It just happens. Especially those games, like, you got to understand, and I really believe this as a North American growing up watching sports and not being invested in soccer, you got to know and understand the minutia of what's going on. So a couple of teams that were doing a couple of things that were going, come on, stop it. If you were the fan of those teams, you'd be going, I like this. I'm good. We're going to the next round. You know what I mean? Like, that's just the way how sports is. Being an outsider looking in, I'm pissed. Do something. Oh, they are doing something. They're going to the next round. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And if you're not involved in that minutia, guess what? You're bored.
Okay, yeah, you're making a great advertisement for our soccer program here.
No, we're not. We're just saying that the games are good. It's just that sometimes you know what I'm saying? In the second, I think
we can't get dragged down the minutia. We're running out of time here.
Go ahead.
Atalanta beat Dortmund 4-1. Atalanta went up 3-0 to take the 3-2 lead on aggregate. Dortmund scored 75 minutes in to tie it 3-3. Then Lazar Samardzic scored the penalty after Dortmund get the triple red card. After a VAR review in the 98th minute, the guy got kicked in the face.
I seen it.
Right in the forehead.
Right in the forehead.
And
boom!
Atalanta took it 4-3 on aggregate, the only Italian team to move on.
Yeah.
So the round of 16 will commence.
Wait a sec. Will that guy get in any more trouble for the kick in the head? Doesn't he get a suspension or something?
I'm not.
You got
the red card. I think that's it.
That's it?
Yeah.
They don't have a review like in hockey where you slice the guy in the game, you get that, then they go back
so.
Review and say you get an extra 2 games for being an idiot?
I don't think so.
Wow, okay.
Round of 16 will commence on March 10th and 11th, and then the second leg will be the week after. And the draw already happened, so we have our matchups.
Yes. This draw is bullshit.
It's the way it is.
I know. I gotta shut up.
You're always talking about tradition in every other sport.
It is tradition, so I'll shut up. It's just weird.
PSG will take on Chelsea. Galatasaray will take on Liverpool.
Big game.
Real Madrid will take on Manchester City. Atalanta plays Bayern Munich. Newcastle United will play Barcelona. Atletico Madrid takes on Tottenham Hotspur. Bodo Glimt will take on Sporting CP. And Bayer Leverkusen versus Arsenal.
Some big games here, man.
PSG Chelsea, that's a rematch of, wasn't that the FIFA Club World Cup final last summer? And then Real Madrid, Manchester City. That's going to be a big one, too.
I will definitely be taking the time to watch that and listening to it in Serbian. Or whatever it is. I can't find it in English, bro.
Ready to move on to the NBA?
Yep.
All right, so we'll do quick power rankings. It's going to be a super short segment. We got speed run everything here. Number 5, I got the Houston Rockets. Number 4, I got the Boston Celtics. Number 3, I got the Detroit Pistons. Number 2, the San Antonio Spurs. And number 1, OKC. That means Denver is off my list.
My power rankings are exactly the same as yours.
Oh, really?
Exactly the same. Celtics, Rockets, Pistons, Spurs, OKC. Now, the only really quick thing I'm going to say is it's just because Shea hasn't been around and he played last night and beat Denver in overtime. What a great game. I almost had Denver on my list. But we got to start thinking about, and I've said this before, we're seeing some of the greatest players of all time right now in real time. You know, San Antonio has now won 11 in a row. Mm-hmm. Do you know 7 of those are against teams that are over 500, and 5 of them are against playoff teams? The only team that's got a better record is the Pistons against 500 teams. And Pistons had to scramble their ass off to beat Cleveland last night. So, as usual, like I say, some of these games in the NBA, there's certain teams now, as soon as I see them on TV, I don't even watch. I flick the channel. I got to wait for the playoffs. Second round, you know. Terrible games, though. But and then you get the games like last night. 2 great games, Cleveland and Detroit, dogfight. Denver and OKC dogfight, which lends you to believe, which is my favorite bitches, wait till the playoffs, gonna be good. Until then, let's just go golfing. Exactly.
But LeBron got to shut him out. The first player to hit 43,000 points in his career. And the Lakers 111-89 loss to the Celtics. That was on Sunday night. And LeBron had 20 in that one.
And they also lost to Orlando. The Lakers are smoke and mirror. And I'm going to tell you what. I'm starting to realize Luka Doncic is going to be a very tough guy to take you. He took him to the finals, but he had Kyrie and who else to go with him. He's going to need more than LeBron to get him there because...
Well, LeBron's old now, too.
That's what I'm saying, but it should be Luka Doncic because there's no D in this guy's game, man. He just stands, he shoots. Maybe the best offensive player in the league. That's why I can't have him as an MVP candidate. You just can't play D like that and be an NBA finalist. You just can't. Great player. Shoot from anywhere, score from anywhere, box you up and steal. But when it comes to just basic moving your feet defense, come on, guy. Come on. Go back to the hookah pipe.
Tough week for the Raptors. They beat the Bucks, but then they lose to a shayless OKC, and they lost to San Antonio. The San Antonio one, very painful. They were up by 15, but the Spurs stormed back with 32-17 fourth quarter.
They put the 2 kids in the middle. Like the Spurs are special, man. And you know what you're talking about, tanking and not tanking, and that's a big thing around the NBA right now. Is you don't have to tank forever. If you had a bad season and you draft properly, like if you just look at the Spurs right now, okay? They got, who do they have? They got Castle, they got Wembanyama, they got Vessel, and they got DeAndre Fox. DeAndre Fox is in his prime at 28. Everybody else is under 25. De'Aaron Fox, yeah. He's the old man at 28, which is going into your prime in the NBA. Winning 11 in a row for the Spurs, could they pull like something like Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Oscar Robertson, 1971 shit and win the championship? It's crazy ass,
Maybe.
Man. I think it's 7 games that you could block him off because the one thing about Wemby is this. He ain't physical.
Say that a little bit louder.
He ain't physical. He needs some time at McDonald's. I seen a couple guys just knock.
He's still like, what, 19, 20?
No, he's 22. Just turned 22.
Okay.
But he's got to fill out. Like I seen a couple of Detroit guys just elbow him to the floor. Like just catch him off guard and down he goes because he's a big freaking deer trying to get on his feet. But as an unstoppable force in the NBA at times at night, he's unbelievable. He is the unicorn. Yeah, he only needs maybe 10 more pounds, but he just doesn't have the physics. Everything else he's got, who cares? He could turn out to be one of the greatest players of all time, no doubt in my mind.
He's definitely on that trajectory.
100%.
Anything else you want to add for basketball?
Not right now, except for the fact that we gotta have to wait to the playoffs to get anything serious. I think that we should still shout out that Scotty Barnes should be a serious contender for Defensive Player of the Year, but he plays in Toronto. And once more, I seen an interview again with the owner Ishbia of the Phoenix Suns. I wish every owner of every team in every sport had this guy's attitude because his respect for the fans is, he was a fan. Mm-hmm. You know, he was a fan. But every time I hear this guy, wow. You're going to bring something to Phoenix.
We'll see. We'll see what happens when his team is tanking in a few years. We'll move it on to the MLB, where the Jays brought back Max Scherzer on a $3 million deal 1 year. Definitely good for the Blue Jays. Having another pitcher in there, cannot have too much pitching.
Not only is that, as I told you really quickly, because we're getting the show, if you check the history of baseball, continuity is great. And if you get it 1 year, it can usually stretch for 2 or 3 years, maybe more if you got a nucleus of guys that are young enough. Go back to 15 and 16. Remember we had the same team. We had a couple playoff runs a couple years in a row. Why? Because the continuity was there. This continuity is great. Bringing back Scherzer for what he brings into the clubhouse, I'm all about it. Don't worry about Grapefruit League shit, people. That's Grapefruit League shit. Let's get to the regular season.
Sure.
Gonna be watching the WBC this week, by the way?
Probably not.
Okay.
It's hard for me to get behind it when I know Canada's not going to make any noise.
That makes us not a sports country, so I'm watching it. So we'll make us a sports country. Come on.
I mean, Taylor's going to be there, fine, but who else does Canada really have?
I'm not sure.
Yeah, there you go. I think the Jays are going to be a little bit creative with their rotation. I think it's not going to be a 6-man rotation or anything, but it's going to be a 5-man rotation with a bunch of spot starts, which I'm okay with.
We're getting that from the law firm. You're going to keep going.
No, getting that from the analytics department.
Yeah, who work for the law firm, who want a 6-man rotation.
That's how they do it in Japan.
Tradition. Remember, we're talking about tradition. This show should be called the Tradition Show.
I was going to call it the Silver Lining, but
okay, Silver Lining. Yeah, okay, that's good too.
We'll rip on Artie Moreno next week. We'll talk about that since we don't have too much time now. And
we should be ripping on him, but we'll get back to him next week for sure.
It's not about winning in sports. It's been pro sports. Didn't you know that, Cruz? And Atlanta signs Chris Sale to a 1-year, $27 million deal. I think the Jays got bargain with Scherzer.
I think so too. Yeah, except Sale's 10 years younger, isn't he? No, not that much. 5 years.
I don't
younger.
think it's that much.
But a lot of money.
We'll move this over to a little bit of Formula One, Australian Grand Prix next weekend.
Oh, can't wait!
And we are dropping the driver ranking podcast on Wednesday.
Can't wait. I just got one thing to say. Okay, this is the coolest thing ever. In my search to go find the Champions League game, I found some station that was, I could have been on the Zone or whatever, but they were doing a preview for the F1, and what they were saying, this was the best show ever, because you know what, the end of the show came to the conclusion? We don't know what the fuck it was. Just, I watched about 45 minutes, and it was so cool because they were honest. You know what, whatever we're telling you, wait till after Australia. You know what I mean? A legend
even
was
then,
used a lot. You don't know.
There's going to be a lot of evolution going on during the season, too.
And the nipping behind the scenes about to get, what are they doing over there? I don't know. What are they doing over there? It is intrigue and drama. It should be a movie.
The one thing I do know, though, is that Aston Martin's in trouble.
Cadillac's going to finish ahead of them.
I don't know about that, but Aston Martin, especially to start.
What's going on?
That car's going to have some reliability issues. I have a feeling, especially early on, a bunch of DNFs. Anything else you want to add for F1?
No.
We'll have a full preview. Hopefully we'll have Giovanetti on next weekend to talk about it as well.
Yes, that'd be cool.
We will move this on to a little bit of PWHL. The Scepters were back.
Yay!
Winning 5-2 against last place Seattle. Ran out of fast with the golden assist.
We're not supposed to say they're in last place. We're just supposed to be happy they won.
They're in Vancouver tomorrow, and they're back in at home against Montreal on Tuesday. Toronto 4 points back in New York with 13 games left, so not out of it yet.
Gotta win. Gotta win. And these
3-point wins in regulation, right?
Yeah, that's right. And they can win
which
tonight.
Is what I've been killing for in hockey. But.
No, get out of here. You 6-man rotation and 3-point wins. Tradition. That's European. We're Canadian. Get it straight, kid.
I'm of European descent, so.
Should have been a lawyer.
To make an
Mullaney,
omelet, you gotta crack a few eggs.
He's still young in his 30s. You can send him back to school.
Actually, my mom agrees about the 3-point wins.
No, Mrs. Mullaney, get away from that. Send your kid to law school. It ain't too late.
Okay. And also, Hillary Knight, U.S. captain and captain of Seattle, will be out indefinitely with lower body injury after the Olympics.
Yes, sorry to hear that.
A little bit of NFL offseason. So, Falcons franchise tagged Kyle Pitts, which maybe shouldn't be too surprising.
And the Cowboys are going to franchise Pickens.
Yes, I thought we talked about that last week.
That hadn't been decided, but there's now. Just one really quick thing is, I know you're not big on the show, and I don't watch it as much. I just see who's on and shit. But the Combine is this week in Indianapolis. Of course, Pat McAfee was front and center. But sometimes he gets people on the show that become real, and it's highly entertaining. I'm going to be watching the Chargers this year just because Harbaugh's got a offensive coordinator named Mike McDaniels.
Okay.
Oh, and the GM. They had the three of them on with McAfee. They should turn this into a variety show. It was that entertaining.
Well, I love Jim Harbaugh. I have all the time in the world for him.
Okay, and now he's got McDaniels and the general manager. 3 different personalities. Completely different takes on life and shit. But that triumphant, we want to win, you got that. You know, like, okay, all the other personalities. But what's their bottom line? Win.
You know what?
Win.
I'm going to throw it out there. Chargers to the Super Bowl this year.
That's not okay. Okay, I'm not going to go against it, but man, it was highly like they were talking about general in life, being funny, this and that, but you could hear their core is Super Bowl or bust.
That's
I love
good.
that. Love that. Yep.
We'll move this over to trivia and closing. Thank you once again, Steven, for providing a trivia question. It's hockey related.
Oh.
Going into Friday, February 27th, so yesterday, what percentage of NHL games have gone into overtime?
18%. I might be low.
I'm going to say 14.
I'm saying 18, and we're on The Price is Right.
Ooh, 19.5. You were right.
Oh, see, I
You're closer.
Yeah, I just, you know what? Steven, did you hear someone said that was almost 20% of the games in overtime? That's why I guessed 18. I just heard that somewhere. They said, but that's still pretty high.
That is pretty high.
The only thing they're saying about it is that the thing is, I'm going to rant for, and I think it's going to be going that way, as I think by next year or the next 2 seasons, they're going to go to a 7-minute, 3-man.
It's going to happen.
It's coming for sure, because nobody wants a shootout. And the average, what is it? How many shootouts? Shootouts are down.
Good.
Oh, I'm not complaining, but shootouts are down. But they're saying if they went to 7 minutes, they think that they'd even take more shootouts out of it, which I believe. Of course, it's going to be that way. Anything else? I know you got to go. Good luck, Humber, today.
Yeah, big games today. Make it going for the Final Four in the province. The first step to national championships, and for the men, could be going for back-to-back. This week, I'm going to be posting the F1 podcast on Wednesday. I'm also going to be posting my heated rivalry reaction. It's a little 15-minute video that should be going up this week as well. Thank you once again for listening. Have a great week, everybody. We love you.
And he's wearing good shoes.
What?
You're wearing good shoes.
I'm wearing my Kyries. Yeah, I love these
nice
shoes.
Yeah, very nice shoes. In any event, it's kind of a, melancholy in the fact that I wish you were doing more games at Humber. But it's coming to an end. All good things come to an end. Just congratulations to all the...
I'll be going back as a fan. So.
Okay, all the great Humber things you've got to cover. And let's hope they have a good winning afternoon, because I love the tradition of winning. Good luck, guys. Anything else you'd like to say?
My name's Andrew Milani.
My name is Cruz.
What do?
We
keep the vibe alive.
Do you have a question that's just burning you up inside? Send it to thehousethathappens@gmail.com and we'll answer it on the air. We release new episodes weekly on Spotify, Podbean, YouTube, Amazon Music, iHeart Radio, Player FM, Podchaser, and Boomplay. You can follow us and see clips of our show on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Thank you, and we'll see you next week.